the final team, in my opinion, the top-ranked team going into the year, the team that's going to win the most regular season games, the Atlanta Braves, ranked 1 on my rankings, ranked 1 on Fangraphs rankings. Both me and Fangraphs think they are the best team in baseball going into the regular season for a full regular season. Their goal is to win the World Series. Anything short of the World Series is deemed as a failure for this Atlanta Braves team, the winner of the 2022 World Series. Key additions and subtractions for this team: they brought in Reynaldo Lopez through free agency. They brought in Adam Duvall through free agency as well, just recently, who's going to probably be more of a minor leaguer, or not minor leaguer, a fourth outfielder, like a bench guy. Ken Giles is a good reliever as well, although Reynaldo Lopez might start as a starter in this season due to injury, and then move back into the bullpen. They lost in free agency Kevin Pillar, nobody really important. Then they traded for Chris Sale and immediately extended him. They traded for Jaron Kelenic, who I think they are going to figure out, and he's going to be really good. And they also traded for Aaron Bummer to improve that that bullpen. The way they got Chris Sale is they said, hey, Orlando Arcia has got the shortstop job locked down. We don't believe in Vaughn Grissom. They traded away Vaughn Grissom. They also traded away Blake Soroka and Kyle Wright to get Aaron Bummer. Really an interesting move. They also traded away Jared Schuster in that deal and Braden Shoemaker in that deal, or Kyle Wright was to the Royals. I think just kind of as a salary dump, as they didn't really get anything in return there, player-wise. So I think it's really interesting. They just had a deep rotation, and they wanted to clear some space there. The Spencer Strider's, a lot of people are saying he's a Cy Young winner. I think he's a future Cy Young winner. Out of the Park Baseball thinks he's going to win like 10 in a row. His main thing is he gives up a lot of homers. Spencer Strider's really good. He added a curveball, which is ridiculous. He's going to be one of the best pitchers in baseball for a decade or decade plus to come. Throws 100. His fastball is amazing. His slider is amazing. His curveball is amazing now. Hopefully, that's what we're assuming. Then they have a second starter who's almost an ace anywhere else, Max Fried. Also very, very good. And then you have your third starter is Charlie Morton, according to Fangraphs. I think he's a solid starter, not elite anymore. I think he's more of a 4 to 4.5 ERA guy. But then you got Chris Sale, who I think is going to bounce back. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be good. Last year, he was good when he was healthy. The year before that, he was good when he was healthy. The problem is his health. And I think going to Atlanta, competing, and not having to carry being the best pitcher on the staff, he's like the third or the fourth guy that they turn to, is huge. And then the fifth starter right now is Reynaldo Lopez. I don't know that he's really actually going to be a starter this year, as A.J. Smith-Shawver started last year, and I think pitched in the playoffs, so I think he's really the fifth starter. Maybe he's injured, or maybe he'll start in the minors, but Reynaldo Lopez, they might try as a starter, as he's been a starter before, but I think he's more of a reliever and could be an elite reliever at that. Hurston Waldrep is another starting pitcher prospect. You got Raisel Iglesias, who's a good closer, as your closer. You got A.J. Minter. You got Joe Jimenez. You got Tyler Matzek. You got Aaron Bummer. You got another big top 3 lefties. You have, what's his name? I couldn't remember his name. That's in the bullpen, but you have a lot of big bullpen names. You also have Bryce Elder, who's a pitcher. You have Ian Anderson, who might make his way back to the big leagues. So you've got some names on this team. At catcher, you got Sean Murphy, who in my opinion is going to tear up the league this year. His numbers on Baseball Savant make it look like he way underperformed what he was expected to do, and he even had a good year. It's not like he was bad last year. He was really good. But his expected batting average was .274. He had a .251 batting average. His expected slugging was .537. He slugged .478. His WOBA was .395. His ex-WOBA was .366. Or his ex-WOBA was .395. His WOBA was .366. I don't know if I said that first. I feel like I said it in reverse last time. Murphy's going to play up to those expectations and have more of like a 920 plus a 920 OPS, which is going to be insane. Then you have at first base Matt Olson, who hit 52 homers, I believe, a year ago. I don't know that he's going to do that again. I think he's more of a 40 homer guy, which is what Fangraphs says as well. I think Matt Olson is very good. Second base, you have Ozzie Albies, who had the best year of his career, an 849 OPS. I think he overperformed his expected numbers a little bit. I think he's more 780 to 820 OPS, which isn't that much different. But I think Ozzie Albies is one of the best second basemen in baseball. I just don't think he'll be an 849 OPS guy. At third base, Austin Riley's been an MVP candidate. He's also one of those like dark horse guys who people are saying could win the MVP, and I wouldn't be surprised if Austin Riley went out and won the MVP. He's very good, one of the best third basemen in baseball, in my opinion, probably the second best behind Jose Ramirez. At shortstop, you got Orlando Arcia, who's expected to just hold down the shortstop job, and I don't know that he will for much longer. I think this is probably his second year and last year as the Braves starting shortstop. If the Braves don't win the World Series and this is really the only spot you can see improvements, you can improve. I think Orlando Arcia is going to decline and not be as good. Also, I think he's cursed because of that thing with Bryce Harper from the playoffs last year, where Bryce Harper made fun of him. In left field, you got Jared Kelenic. I think last year he had like a 746 OPS, maybe, something like that. I'm so good at this game. He had a 746 OPS, and he had a really good first couple months of the year. I think the Braves having an elite offense around him, not having to be a big name in the offense, you got so many elite hitters around you. I think he's going to figure it out and have an 800 OPS or better this upcoming year. Even though he's really struggling in spring training, I think he will figure it out. Center field, Michael Harris. I think the biggest worry is he doesn't walk, and he swings and misses or chases a lot. That's the biggest worry for me with Michael Harris. I think everything else is really good. I think I'm not really worried about anything else with Michael Harris. It's just that one thing. Michael Harris, the second, that is. Yeah, he doesn't walk, and he chases a lot. But every other number looks good. He's a great defender, a really good hard hit. He hits the ball hard. That's the thing that worries me the most. I think if he gets in a slump, it's difficult for him to get out because he doesn't walk. In right field, you have, who does it say? Ronald Acuna Jr., obviously. He had a little bit of a problem with his right knee earlier in spring training, but it seems like it's fine now as Fangraph says he's starting. He won the MVP last year. I think they're going to probably tell him to stop stealing bases or only steal when it's needed. Don't chase that 70 stolen base mark again. Just kind of try to cut down on the steals, keep your legs fresh for the whole year. I think he could win MVP again. He's an amazing baseball player. It's just Ronald Acuna. At DH, you got Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. He is an incredible hitter. His Savant says he's going to be good. I don't like the guy for other reasons, but he's a good baseball player, a great hitter. And then you have Travis d'Arnaud, who's a pretty good backup. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Adam Duvall, a solid fourth outfielder who can platoon with Kelenic a little bit, give Acuna some days off, and same thing with Michael Harris as well, as Duvall can play some center field. I have the Braves being the best team in baseball at 103 wins, which is one less than they won last year at 104. I agree with Vegas saying 101 and 101.5 on the over-under. I would take the over for the Atlanta Braves on 101.5.